Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Tuesday. Okay, guys, so as you know, we are getting ready for tonight. We have Anchor Watch with Jason and Josh. And I don't know if you watched last night's Below Deck Med, but it already kicks off with a firing. It just gets like nasty right out of the gate. So, hey, I'm here for it. Below Deck is one of the few franchises that they keep it moving, they keep it switched up. We don't have to get used to the same characters because it's always ever changing. So I love it. But before we jump in, you guys know how this works. Go ahead, smash that like button, show some love, and let's get right into it.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, you guys. So Jeff Lewis is giving an update on Shannon Beador, and there are a few things that he said already that kind of make me think. I was talking to somebody this morning. It was actually at Starbucks. One of my friends, Dakota, and we were talking, and she even said to me, like, Jeff Lewis saying that Shannon Beador, that there's not an issue here, a bigger issue, like whether you want to call it alcoholism or an alcohol problem or an alcohol disease. It is kind of wild to me. I don't ever want to sit there and diagnose somebody when I'm not a doctor, but this particular instance, I'm like, we're watching the show. Of course, like Vicky Gunvalson said on Watch What Happens Live, when you're on a show like this, it's more interesting when you're having fun, you're, having a lot of cocktails, having a lot of shots. Those are the moments that are shown. And is it promoted? Who knows? Like, are you going to be kept around? Yeah. But are they forcing drinks down your throat? Probably not. But wait. Let's get into it. So, Jeff Lewis revealed that Shannon Beador is not in the best place following her DUI and hit and run. Shannon Beador's bestie, Jeff Lewis, is opening up about how the Real Housewives of Orange County star is doing after her arrest for her DUI and hit and run. Thank you to all about the Real Housewives, and also thank you to Jeff Lewis from SiriusXM for sharing this. And I do wonder about that too. Like, does she not care that he shares all of this? Well, she was arrested for a DUI and hit and run on Saturday, September 16th in Newport Beach after she drove her car into a residential property and she crashed into the house. They keep saying she clipped the house, but she crashed into the house and then she backed out and she drove off. On Monday, September 18th, the news of Shannon's arrest and DUI incident broke in the press and shocked everybody, even us. We were like, I mean, you are and you're not. Like, it could happen to anybody who is willing to drink and be reckless and get behind the wheel. Nobody, whether you're famous, not famous, a Bravo celebrity, it doesn't matter. Most of the time, and Jason said this to me numerous times, you should be smart. If you're going to drink, then you're an adult. You're in your 40s, 50s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, even in your 20s. You just be smart about it. You order an Uber. Guess what? That Uber that might cost you $60, that's going to be a lot less than a $10,000 DUI and the fines and everything else. And also contributing your time to a rehabilitation center, which, by the way, I want to get into that too. Wait. So, shortly after the news became public knowledge, Shannon's good friend Jeff Lewis opened up about the incident on his SiriusXM radio show, Jeff Lewis Live. She got a DUI on Saturday night, and she was also in a car accident. She was injured, so she's going to be recovering. Shannon and I have been friends for a very long time, and she called me yesterday. We talked for a while, and I was shocked because I've never known Shannon to ever drink and drive. Okay. Now Jeff is shedding more light on Shannon's mental state following her arrest, and Jeff opened up about Shannon's treatment plan, noting that she has a long road ahead of her. On Friday, he welcomed Real Housewives of Orange County star Taylor Armstrong on a SiriusXM show, and Jeff Lewis, they candidly discussed Shannon's arrest. Taylor admitted that she's only talked to Shannon once via text message, while Jeff revealed that he's been talking to Shannon daily. I talk to her pretty much every day to check on her. She's not in the best place, but obviously this is a really rough time for her. And I'm just trying to be supportive and there for her and listen to her and all of that. According to Jeff, Shannon is doing her best to navigate this crazy time in her life, but notes that it has been tricky as the paparazzi have been hounding her nonstop. She can't even walk her dog Archie without being followed by the paparazzi. He explained that he offered to let Shannon stay at his home. However, he says that Shannon plans to stay with Vicky Gambleson behind the gates in Coto de Casa. This was another moment that I said before on a different video. I didn't understand sharing that. Like, if she plans on staying with her friend Vicky, why put that out there for people to see? You know, like, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. But wait. So, as for Shannon's future plans, Jeff said that she is focused on healing mentally, physically, and emotionally. Next week, Shannon will enter an intensive therapy, which is 5 days a week, all day long. And Jeff worries that Shannon may get burnt out from such an intensive program, noting there's such a thing as too much of a good thing. I think that this is doing her a disservice. I understand that you have businesses and you have other things to do, but I think that for her, yes, 5 days a week, it sounds like you're doing a lot. But when you come home, if you're so heavily leaning on alcohol and all of the other things, you're probably going to continue to do that even after going through this intensive therapy. Whereas if you go into a rehabilitation program, and I've never been to either, so I don't know, but I'm guessing a rehabilitation program where they can make sure that you're in your room and you get to detox, especially with somebody who you've been accused so many times of so heavily drinking at night where you call your cast members. This season, the storyline is revolving around you having this alleged drinking problem. Every single cast member is saying that you have an issue with calling them and sharing things that you don't remember. And then you're going to go to this intensive therapy that's going to look great on paper. And maybe she'll follow the program. But I think it's going to be a lot harder than what she thinks. And I think that a live-in rehabilitation program would have been a lot better, but I'm not Dr. Phil here. So, yeah. The former Bravo star hopes that therapy will help Shannon before, or I guess better, to handle her people-pleasing personality. Jeff pointed out that he doesn't think Shannon is an alcoholic. I thought that was interesting. Instead, he believes that she is trying to make her on-again, off-again boyfriend, John Jansen, happy by trying to keep up with his laid-back, good time lifestyle. I believe that there's some other issues there, and I do believe that Shannon is a pleaser. And I think that if she's around, I think like John's semi-retired, so he can stay up till midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning every night if he wants. And she feels like she has fun with John. She loves John. He wants to go out to another place or he wants to do karaoke, and she goes along with it, but then I think she regrets it the next day. I kind of feel like we're passing the blame on John, and this is giving Shannon a crutch a little bit, when I think that at the end of this, it's going to be, and I said this before, it's going to be my kids left. I'm going through a breakup with John. Right now, we're just friends. You know, like I have nobody in my house. I think that when she comes back on the show, because she'll be back on the show for season 18 for sure, I think that she's going to have a lot of excuses as to why this happened, as opposed to being like, you know what? I got into a really dark place and I started heavily drinking and I let it get the best of me. I fucked up. I made a mistake. And now, after going to extensive therapy and going and putting myself in a rehabilitation program, I learned, you know what? There are other ways that I can cope with my pain. I don't think that's the Shannon that we're going to get. I'm not going to write that Shannon off, but I have a feeling that is not what we're going to get. I want to hear what you guys think about all of this, though. Go ahead and comment below. And again, before you go, don't forget that I am pinning in the comment section of this video the fact that we are going live tonight, Jason and Josh, for Anchor Watch at 11 p.m. Eastern. Love you guys. See you next time.